we'll be recording this as we normally do, and just start by welcoming everyone here to our February meeting. And my name is Barb Brumlevy, community health specialist here, Chestnut Health Systems, and working on the Livingston County ROSC. And happy to be here and cozy inside. So we can go. Well, first I just want to kind of tell you, obviously, what we're going to be talking about a lot today is going over this SWOT analysis based on, we did the needs assessment, and as we asked last time, just if you all had some time to jot down some notes and ideas for what you were thinking could be our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so a little bit later here, we will open it up to discussion and start just talking about it, brainstorming. I'll be entering all the information that we have, and we will go from there. And so with that, as we normally do, we kind of go around, just introduce ourselves, a little bit about like where you're from, what brought you here, and we, can go from there. So with that, I'll pass it on. I'm going to go right on to Frankie, because you're right next to me in the picture. So.
Hi, I'm Frankie Ward. I'm a recovery specialist with Chestnut, working on the Livingston and Fort Ross. I'm just happy to be here and inside and warm, away from all the snow.
Nadia, you good?
Sure, I'll go. Hi, everyone. My name is Nadia Kleekamp. I also work at Chestnut Health Systems, and I am excited for the opportunity to help get some planning going for Livingston County.
All right, and then John Schneider, go ahead.
Hi, my name is John Schneider. I'm a recovery specialist with Chestnut Health Services as well, working the Livingston and Fort County ROSCs. Great to be here today. Like everyone said, great to be warm. I'm going to get to play in the snow this afternoon, not by choice, but by necessity. So hopefully everyone stays safe, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just going in line and who I have next. I'm showing Deb Howard.
I'm Deb Howard. I'm director of the United Way of Livingston County, and I'm definitely snowed in because 116 is closed between Pontiac and the town I live in. So,
Really?
So I'm home all day.
Great. Okay. Thank you for being here. I have Chris next.
I'm Chris Myers, and I'm the director at the Livingston County Mental Health Board. And Deb forgot to mention she's also co-chair of our homeless coalition, which I'm also one of the board members. So
Awesome.
Good to have on this call also.
Yeah, thank you for both being here, definitely. And Katie Defanis.
Hi, I'm Katie Defanis. I work for Carl Health. Some of you already know that I work under Dave King. I also work with Melissa Ratliff, if any of you know her. This is my third week. I have not attended one of your guys' meetings. Most of the meetings that I'm sitting in on, I'm just observing. So I'm happy to be here. And like I said, I'm happy to be home where I'm safe and warm.
Thanks for being here.
Thank
Okay,
you.
now you are listed, Teresa, as Jovan. I know you're not.
He must have used my computer the last time. So I saw that, and then I was like, oh, if I get out and come back in, I probably wouldn't get it. He's actually on the call too, but he's on his phone. But hi, I'm Teresa Deemer. I'm the program director of the substance use department at IHR, the Institute for Human Resources. And I'm happy to be home as well. I talked big about going out and making a snowman and a snow angel, but haven't really been out too much, but hoping to maybe later, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe when this blowing goes down a little bit, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for being here. And let's see, is it Corky Emberson?
It's Sue, sorry, yes,
Oh,
my husband's computer
Sue.
as well.
I know you. Okay, okay.
Hi, that's
Hi,
okay.
Nice
Hi,
to see you.
Sue Emberson. I work for Gibson Area Hospital. I am Dr. Osman's nurse for MAR treatment program, and I'm on the Ford and Livingston coalition meetings as well.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Okay, let's see. I see a Marcy Phyllis. Is that right? And you might be on mute. If you can hear me, or she might be, yeah, Marcy.
I'm so sorry. My
There you
computer has a
are.
mind of its own this morning.
I know,
It won't
I
let me
know.
unmute. Hi, I'm Marcy Phyllis. I'm from Rosecrans Health Network. And I am the Community Relations Coordinator here. And I just thought I'd reach out to your county. I cover all of Central Illinois. So I think you're in my purview. So nice to meet everyone.
Nice to meet you, and thanks for being here. All right, let's see here. Denise Backus. Is that right? Backus?
Yes, it is. Hi, I'm Denise Backus, and I work for Gateway Foundation. I cover the central part of the state, including Livingston County. So started in August, and I've met several of you, but looking forward to getting connected with the rest of you and helping to be a resource.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let's see. I have a Melissa Ratliff.
Hey, my name is Melissa. I also work at Carl Health with Katie and Dave. I am a community outreach worker, so I am here to participate and learn of how I can be a resource.
Great. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And then looks like we have Dave King too. So if you're able to share, go for it.
Dave King, manager of community outreach at Carl, expert shoveler at this point, and glad to be here today. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that's like a workout with no snow blower. We have a shovel too, so it's a workout. So anyway, thanks for being here. Okay, and then it looks like Christine McMillan. Hello.
Hello. I'm Christine McMillian. This is my little guy, Joshua. And I work at IHR as well with Teresa and Joe. And then you'll probably hear from Rebecca later. I'm the substance use prevention specialist over at IHR. So I go to 5 of the different junior highs and talk about drug use prevention.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. That's great. Yeah, it looks like Rebecca Henshaw I have here.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I also work at IHR. I'm a counselor and a recovery coach. I do the Vivitrol program at the jail. I've been out shoveling all morning. My son's still shoveling, but yeah, our driveway is so deep.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. But nice to meet you guys.
Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And then it looks like Joe Vaughn, I believe. And I think that's it. Hi, Joe.
Hello, I'm on a phone. Joe Vaughn, Executive Director of IHR. Happy to be here.
Glad you're here too. Thank you very much. Did I miss anyone?
I think you missed
Sandra
me.
Beecher. Sandra Beecher.
Yeah, I was
Hi.
late. Sorry.
No
My
problem.
name is Sandra Beecher. I'm the Senior Business Development Coordinator for Gateway Foundation. And I cover Champaign, Vermilion County, work with Denise a lot to support and work together in her large area that she has and do a lot of national conferences. So welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for joining in on this blustery, snowy day. So, all right. So with that, as you all know, I'm sure we want to go over this SWOT analysis and kind of go from there. I'm going to pass this on over to John, our recovery specialist, who will take it from here for right now. So thanks, John.
Well, thank you, Barb. Thank you for everyone joining from home, from wherever you can be, taking a break from shoveling. That's got to be a great opportunity. I have a meeting. I have to put the shovel down. That's great. So the last time we got together, we talked about doing a SWOT analysis, and we've been sent some information from IHR of things that they feel that needs to be done, but we're going to approach this today as individuals. And so no matter what your entity is, I know there are several people from several different support entities around. And I think that is awesome that we have this many people coming to the table for Livingston County. So you can see on the screen that our SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So the helpful factors, of course, are the strengths and opportunities, and the harmful factors are the weaknesses and threats. And you go across horizontally, and we have the internal factors are strengths and weaknesses, and the external factors are opportunities and threats. So this is a great way to put together what we see as individuals of how to move forward with the ROSC in general. So what I'd like to do is go around the room or go around the screen. And if you have strengths that you would like to add for the ROSC, if you would please announce them in an orderly fashion. Barb will type them in so we can have that view. Your ROSC team, Nadia, Barb, Frankie, and I have put together our own list. And what we're going to do with that is anything that we see or that I see as we move forward that is not already on the list, we'll add what ours are. And then we're going to have a discussion in each category, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, as to which ones may overlap and could be removed because of the overlap, things that we may have missed. We're not really going to talk about order of importance, because if these factors, if you're bringing them up, they're important. So they're gonna stay at this point. So whoever would like to go first, you do not have to add in each category. But if you do, that's awesome. The more we see about what we have and the more we see about what our next steps need to be, the stronger we can be. So whoever would like to start with strengths, just jump in. Barb can type fast.
I will try. I will try. Now you say that and I'll be like, whatever. And I also wanted to say also too, I know Teresa, you sent over that a great analysis for IHR. So I really appreciate that, getting things going there. So, but anyway, yeah, everyone, whoever wants to jump in, and I will try my best to spell correctly and all that kind of stuff. And we'll get this going.
I left my notes I'm not at work, so they're there, but I'll try to remember what I wrote down. Yeah. I think collaboration. Our county works very well together, you know, whether that's IHR, our office, you know, OSF, the Homeless Coalition, the Housing Authority, you know, all of the social service agencies. I feel like we work very well together.
That's definitely key.
And not just work together, but collaborate and know who to collaborate with, or can make calls, that kind of thing.
The network probably.
All right, whoever's next.
Let's see. I don't have my list up for some of ours. If we wanted.
Teresa, did you unmute? I see you.
Yeah, did you want me to go through our list to add so everybody's aware?
Sure.
Okay. I'll try to go slow, Barb, because I talk fast. Okay, so we've got the DOP grant for the Narcan.
Okay, and could you spell DOP grant again? Is that
DOPP? And then Vivitrol. And then along with that, that's kind of in-house, but we also have the SOAR grant, SOR, at the jail. It's SOR.
Oh, is it just okay, sorry. I have yours somewhere. I could probably just keep going. Okay, is that good?
I pulled it up because because I had sent it to you and then other people who are at IHR were like, hey, do you have that list at home? Well, I had already sent it to you, but I was able to pull it up.
Awesome.
Ability to refer to other MAR. So obviously Gibson, and then we refer to Great Heights. I didn't put all the details on there, but ability to refer for other MAR. Obviously at our facility, we have crisis and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Psychiatric services. There's more to that, but I didn't put all that on the list. Prevention with 5 junior highs in the county, which is what Christine does.
And is it with mainly the junior highs, or does it any elementary or high school?
We do events for both.
Okay.
But I can't think what it's called. Christine, help me out.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you do at the schools? You have like an ongoing, you have that ongoing. Like,
My list.
Yeah, but what is that called? What is your thing called? You're doing
My sub grant?
Yes.
Substance use prevention.
Yeah. So she uses evidence-based curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like multiple weeks, like 8 weeks for the 6th grade, seventh grade is 6, and she can kind of explain that more, but I don't know if we need to get into detail about that.
Sure. No, that's wonderful. Yeah. Okay.
But like Teresa said, we do other events for for some elementary school and for high school as well.
Okay.
It's just not as I don't know.
The program is not
frequent,
probably
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's specific events rather than ongoing curriculum.
Awesome.
A few of the police departments have safe passage.
Yeah.
We have an accredited drug court through the state. Another one I had, same thing Chris said, the services within the county work well together in good coordination. Another thing we have that's been really helpful is a moral recognition group, or therapy. I don't even know how to spell it, but or say it, MRT, RECON.
Oh, wait, did you say, it's MRT, the acronym?
Yeah, MRT, it's easier.
Okay.
So that's really like more in-depth cognitive behavioral therapy that we can refer to from all the departments. And another strength that that some of us came up with was our Alano Club.
Mm-hmm.
Which again, that's our 12 steps. And then we do have a member from 12 steps that comes to our agency weekly to conduct a group.
Awesome. Okay. And now the Alano Club, it's 12 step. Is that combined AA and the Al-Anon, or is it just Al-Anon, or is it both?
I don't have the list in front of me. They don't have Al-Anon right now. That's one thing that they are talking about starting.
Sure.
But they have AA, NA, multiple meetings, different times of the day. And then there's also Celebrate Recovery in town, but 1 or 2 of those, but those are at other locations.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Those are really some good strengths we have going here. So
They do
awesome.
CA too there, Teresa.
Do they? I don't think
they do what? I'm sorry.
CA.
I don't believe they have a CA meeting
Okay.
right now.
Thanks. Okay. And you said right now, no Al-Anon, but that could be okay.
Yeah, they used to, and the lady who ran it, she actually worked at IHR for a while, and I'm not sure if she's able to do it anymore.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Teresa. Any others have some, they want to add that they don't see here, that you see as strengths in the community? Do we want to go on right now to weaknesses? We can always come back to.
We want to go around the table, as I said, and give everyone the opportunity. And once the opportunities have exhausted, we'll go through what the ROSC team has come up with in addition. And then we'll go through and see if we can sort through if anything needs to be eliminated because they're crossover. So do we have anyone else who wants to bring their personal strength to the table or their group strength to the table? None? Okay. So something that the ROSC team has come up with is key stakeholders. Which is all of us. General readiness to work on recovery. Now that's all facets. That's prevention, that's recovery, that's education. We didn't go into great detail about what that necessarily entails, but the readiness to work on recovery. The willingness to participate, I think, is a huge strength, because we would not all be here if we were not willing. No matter who your entity is or who you are in person, we would not be doing this if we were not willing to participate. The next thing that the ROSC team has is knowledge of community resources. So through these meetings past few months, I've seen, I've got to learn about Livingston County in a much deeper way. And so being able to refer, being able to have those conversations in your county or outside of Livingston County has allowed me personally to know what's there and how to direct. And as long as we continue all of those, I live in Ford County. Rosecrans has a prominent place in Ford County because of geography. So I'm familiar with what they're doing as well. The last thing that the ROSC team has is proper communication.
Okay. Sorry, I was just making sure I wasn't missing something. Okay.
Now that proper communication entails what we're doing today, the conversations, whether they be in person, via Zoom, email, whatever, phone conversations, whatever it might be, has to do with the social media as well, including our websites, Facebook, whatever it might be. We as a ROSC hit that pretty hard. Not that familiar with your separate entities, but I know you use some of that. So as you look at this list, is there anything we want to maybe combine in this list, or move, share together as one particular strength? So as you look at that, I'd appreciate some feedback on what your thoughts are. Anyone? Okay, we will go on to weaknesses.
There's one that came through on the chat. So stigma / alienation.
I'm sorry. Okay. Stigma, I'm sorry. And then what did you say after that?
/ like alienation, or yeah, that's better.
That's a big one, I would say.
Is the third one not having a personal connection, or was that just as an aside description? Chat. I can chat it back. Anyway, so go ahead. I'll stop talking.
I'd say a big one that just strictly Livingston County is transportation. We just don't have a transportation system, and it's a very large geographic area.
Definitely. That was on ours for sure too.
That was on ours as well, especially in the evenings. It's kind of interesting though. I have people who live in Pontiac that can get to IHR, or that can't get to IHR, but I have people in Chatsworth that find their way to get there. So it's kind of, it just depends on the situation, but overall, it definitely is an issue.
And if you took those folks to water, would they come? If you stopped the bus at their house, would they be there? I
think
see that
saying
happening regularly.
behavioral health services and having access to those, whether it's for just general counseling, group support, peer recovery specialist, but definitely behavioral health.
And actually,
so-
I'm sorry, we could probably add that to strengths because we do have mental health counselors throughout the county in different areas, but I don't have anybody from that department on the call.
But it could also, maybe a weakness could be from the
Mhm.
survey, at least what came, we have those, maybe
Mhm.
not enough, as in like everywhere it kind of seems, you know, when I mean, maybe that is what, maybe more,
Right.
you know
Well,
what I
and
mean?
Sure, Barb. One of the things though is, and some, and the other problem is like some of the community is still not aware of services that are available. So that was another weakness we had that kind of ties into this.
Definitely. So weakness would, yeah. Lack of awareness of programs. Is that what you're kind of?
Correct.
Hey, Barb.
Yes.
This is Patricia Hamilton. I am at work,
Yes.
and I just want to let you guys know that I am here, and I'm going to chime in when I can.
Sure.
But yeah, I would say that transportation is one of the biggest issues, and getting the awareness to let people know that there is the MAR programs out there.
Yes, the programs available, exactly. It's almost like maybe like marketing, like getting that information out, sharing, so more people do know. I think, is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And maybe to tag on to what I think it was Sue was saying, there's definitely a need for more mentors for the, clients that are trying to get into recovery or in treatment. I know the drug court team is looking to hire more people to mentor. They've got a couple people on their radar right now.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Okay. Anyone else? Please.
I think we lack the availability to have like retention. We can gather them, we bring them in, they might start treatment and then they kind of fall off. So I think finding a way to maintain that retention into a program, whether it is an MR, MAT treatment, but as well reach further into that peer recovery group to keep that consistency into recovery and whatever recovery looks like for them.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing we have on our list that kind of ties into all of this is lack of sober and or alcohol-free activities.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Very good.
Definitely. Definitely. Anyone else want to add anything right now that they can think of off the top of their head?
One more, I think we do kind of lack into the harm reduction and providing those. I know we have like Narcan, but it's still getting it out there, right? And the availability. I can't tell you how many people like, you got your Narcan, right? No, I didn't get it. Walmart didn't have it. And so even though we have a grant as well to get that pushed out, harm reduction still, safe needle exchange, wound care, we're still lacking in that.
Right.
I don't know how to say exactly what I want to say, but it'll kind of tie in with the lack of sober free activities. I know a couple of people who have struggled and being in a small community, you can be clean, but you go right back to the same group of friends you had before you got clean because you don't know anybody else and you haven't had the opportunity to meet other people that are not going right back to the same activities that you had. And so to have sober activities for people to be able to meet each other who want to stay clean is probably, you know, one of the main things I think to successful recovery, because you go back to the same well. And I was surprised to hear that they don't have Alateen here when they were naming the Alano things, because most of those things that I learned came from Alateen. Just because my parents were alcoholics didn't mean I have to be. And it wasn't my responsibility and it wasn't mine. And, you know, we came from alcoholic parents and the three of us don't drink at all. And we learned that from Alateen.
Yeah. So Alateen is part of Al-Anon, would you say? Is it kind of like, okay.
Yeah, but when they didn't mention it, when we were talking about Alano in Pontiac, I don't know if they have it here, but it's for teenagers of alcoholics. And that helps break a pattern before it starts.
If anyone knows whether they have that or not, if you put that in chat, if you're familiar with the Al-Anon group at Pontiac, if you know the answer to that one way or the other, if you put that in chat, we can have that. That'll be a great tool. That's a good point, Deb. What my parents did, I don't have to do. I chose that path personally because it looked really good. But so let's go continue with what the ROSC team has come up with on weaknesses, and that is a variety of recovery support groups. So we've recognized that there are recovery support groups. There's the Al-Anon, there is the AA, there is Celebrate Recovery. Not sure, I mean, we put that as a variety or a lack of variety of recovery groups.
Right, okay.
I think the context was just identifying if a 12-step approach maybe doesn't speak to an individual, it's maybe a secular focused recovery support as an option. So while there is some variety, can it be expanded on?
Yep, okay.
Marketing, oh, okay. Sorry, Barb.
No, you're good.
Marketing and understanding the concept of ROSC. We all face, no matter where we're at and how we do this, we all face the person that gives you that puppy look and goes, I didn't know you did that. Okay, so that's something we all need to be aware of. But since we're talking about the ROSCs today, and we've all faced that disaster in lack of knowledge in our communities, getting that concept of the ROSC. So we need everyone in this meeting to speak to that, whether you're in our ROSC or not. Community members with lived experience represented on this council. We find that as a weakness.
We would like to see more. That would be great, you know.
I can speak on that. A lot of people want to join, but it's done during the day while they're at work. So because of the time and the day of the week, they can't join. So I just told them to watch the videos and then email any questions or comments they have.
Okay. So lack of community members with lived experience represented on the council, Barb.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Lack of people or no community members with lived experience represented on the council.
And
then so in parenthesis, let's put look at, maybe we need to look at times.
Different.
Or having a separate meeting that one person can conduct without everyone else, whatever that might be, to get people involved. I know we all do this professionally and we're working during work hours, and I appreciate, and was that Teresa, is that who said about the email? I'm sorry, I
No,
didn't.
that was
see-
me. That was Patricia.
Patricia.
Patricia,
And-
okay, I
Yeah.
didn't see that. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that is great, and we obviously should continue to do that. The next thing, we have lack of transportation between group services. So I think that's already in here, isn't it? Yeah,
Mhm.
transportation system. All
Yep.
right. And then community awareness of existing recovery options. So in our strengths, we have some of those options, but that community awareness, and there again, maybe that fits under the marketing. What do you think?
Or lack of awareness of programs available.
Yeah, I would
I think
summarize it under that.
we cover that for sure.
All right. And lack of recovery housing. Did we actually cover that? No, I don't believe so.
No, that's a big, oh geez, sorry. And that is a big, okay, so yeah, recovery housing,
That is a really big issue in the area.
most definitely. Like going from, your program or treatment, or if it is or not, whatever it might be, and not even that you have to go to treatment for recovery housing, just to have it available. That is key
Right.
and something we would love to, sorry, I'm getting
Because a
situated.
lot of us,
Something
as
we'd like
we
to work on.
initiate our recovery, don't have anywhere to go. So we need to be aware of that. Lack of MAR is also something that the ROSC team came up with.
Can I add another weakness?
Of course.
You sure can.
I would just say that one of the main weaknesses that I see is the divide between the community members who are in vulnerable states with the justice system. Our local treatment center works hand in hand with them and the police department. And I believe it is a big weakness to have that divide. I believe that the justice system, the police department, IHR need to work with the people in recovery, all, not just the clients, but all of the people in recovery in some type of way, maybe like a police community coalition where, the people who are in recovery aren't always on the cops' radar, or, just so there's some type of communication between, people who are new in recovery and people who are in the justice system.
Yeah. And I think I agree with that. I think part of that also is part of our ability to be able to market that, get the word out, talk. I know we all talk about what we do individually, and we have our individual communities and within our groups and our jobs, but we need to get that out. And the police, understanding a little bit of the end of that, is sometimes their hands are tied, and that's unfortunate. Not making excuses, I'm just saying. So thank you for that. And the
We do have
last
a little
thing,
safe passage, they do work. Okay, that's a strength that the police do. Some stations do have safe passage. Is that correct? Was that what I heard? Somewhere? That was a strength, but anyway, okay.
okay. And then the last thing that the ROSC team has is a lack of detox facilities in weaknesses. So can anyone educate the ROSC team about detox in Pontiac?
I can speak to that. We do not have a detox facility in the county. Over the years, we've referred to, Bloomington and Peoria for those types of services. IHR, I cannot think of the name of the medication, but it's more for detox of opiates. We are starting a medication to do some outpatient detox as we can, as much as we can handle. But yeah, we normally refer people out. If OSF is involved, they usually try to do their best to patch somebody up, and then they contact us, and then we kind of take it from there and triage them to somewhere else.
Okay. So how, and just for knowledge in my job, OSF gives them IHR's information. IHR is to find them a facility.
That's
Did
usually.
I hear that?
That's usually how it goes,
Okay.
unless they, find something on their own, but usually they kind of give them whatever they need. Just recently we had somebody with alcohol, they were released, but then they couldn't get their medications. So then we help facilitate getting their Librium from Walgreens and getting them transportation to go out there and get that, so.
Okay. And so your reference or your referrals go to OSF in Bloomington?
No,
Typically?
Pontiac.
No, I mean, to refer for the actual
no,
detox facility?
Chestnut or whoever has. Most of the people I refer to is Whitman Medical Center in Peoria. They seem to have the most availability for detox, but it just kind of depends. And I feel like Gateway, Sandra, you've helped us out a couple times, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's kind of a difficulty too, because the transportation to get to those places.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
That's
so
always the
Peoria,
barrier.
you're 40 minutes, 45 minutes from Peoria?
No, we're over an hour.
Are you an hour? Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
we're like a half hour from Bloomington, but like a little over an hour to Peoria.
Okay. So Barb, in parentheses, would you put 30 minutes minimum? Just for our, okay, so let's, we're really, I don't want to say we're running over, we're running a little long. When we move on to opportunities.
Okay.
And who would like to start with your opportunities, our opportunities?
I don't know like what you're talking about.
Well, opportunities that we have as a ROSC council.
Well, I believe the change in the marijuana laws is something that needs to be addressed. And I think that
Not
that's a way
something,
we can-
not something that we can do as a ROSC council.
Okay.
I think
So,
there was a mention in the chat, like collaboration, better communication, an opportunity.
Okay. Better communication and collaboration with.
Yeah, so I think it is a strength, but there's always room for improvement, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And like what? Bridge gaps between, I mean, it's an opportunity for us to be able to bridge gaps between different organizations and things. Is that, would you say that's an opportunity or no? I'm not.
Yeah,
looking at
I
the-
think it is bridging the gap because we have a lot of resources on here, a wide variety of resources. And I think the better that we get with communication and collaboration, the better that we're able to figure out where those gaps are to help one another.
Most definitely. Okay.
At one point, I know, and I don't want to speak for Sandra, but Gateway was looking to actually, and I don't know where we are with that, is to actually have a person, at the ER, at the hospital here that would help kind of, if we're not able to get somebody into inpatient, but we're here for outpatient. I don't know where we're at with that. So that could be
Almost like, are you saying like at a hospital in the ER, maybe like a peer
Yeah.
specialist or like a recovery specialist type
I don't know if it's necessarily.
role?
It's kind of like with the STR grant, Teresa.
Okay.
And that we would have someone at the ER, have engagement specialists, have, to where that we would partner like with Chestnut and IHR and all the resources in that community. And we'd probably just be looking at Bloomington to where we would take them because it is closer. But the thing of it is what we found, we've started at Peoria at the OSF and then Rockford. And the problem is staff. We haven't been able to staff those positions so that we can get that going to help everybody in those communities. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
I think that would be a great if that could happen, if that's something that could happen. I was on a call. I don't remember which one it was, but it was might have been Faces and Voices, and there are a couple people speakers in Georgia, and they started like one of the man, he's retired now, and I can't think of his name offhand, but he was one of the first with Faces and Voices, and he started what he began was in Georgia in a hospital in the ER, and he worked with another woman that are now, they're both kind of doing the same thing. But I mean, it was a challenge, but it was needed, much needed, because so many, unfortunately, a lot of people in the ER, doctors, nurses may not, I don't know. It's nice to have someone there that knows kind of what you're going through and can help, like you said, partner.
Well, I know we wanted to work the first time around because, you know, those ER doctors and nurses and case managers, if you fail them the first time, it just won't go well because they are so, you know, compromised, putting people in the hallways and they don't know what to do with them. So, you know, we want to make sure that we have our partners, make sure that we have everything on board before we even do it, because we don't want them, we want them to trust, you know, that this system is going to work. Exactly. We don't want to fail them first off going, hey, sorry, you know, somebody didn't show up for work, or, you know, it's just been challenging. So, yes, but I do believe it is an opportunity. It's an opportunity.
Good
I
one.
think along those opportunity lines with the overall education, community-based education around SCUD, and just understanding, hopefully that opportunity, providing that could eventually reduce stigma as well.
Yep.
And then Nell put some good ideas in the chat as well. Do you want to say them now, or do you want me to just read them?
I can unmute myself. Just kind of going back to the conversation about putting peers in emergency departments or hospitals or any, you know, both traditional and non-traditional settings. So whether it's treatment centers or public libraries, it's a huge opportunity for recovery-oriented systems of care. Peer support is incredibly effective. It's not all that well understood or valued. We're trying to change that in our country, but any promoting of peer support that you all can do as part of the recovery-oriented system of care that you're building is a huge opportunity for you and for the community. So that would include training, peer, you know, bringing in trainers to train peers, bringing in people to train clinical folks in treatment centers or detox centers, hospitals, around what is the value and role of peers is also an opportunity.
Thank you.
That kind of falls into that community-based education too, Nadia.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? Okay, a couple things that the ROSC team came up with, and this is kind of what we're doing here, combining our strengths for best results. So knowing what each other is doing, it comes back to communication. I think we've already, you know, covered that. Bringing awareness to substance use and disorder. We found that from our survey that some people are just disengaged, and unfortunately sometimes that's by choice. We all know that, but bringing awareness. Open communication between all facets of recovery. So if I'm the Celebrate Recovery guy and Sue is the Smart Recovery lady, which we are in our town, if we're not talking to one another, we're not helping one another. We're not helping the people who are in need. So building that, we felt was necessary. Getting the people with lived experience involved and their voices heard. There's people in this group with long-term recovery, and our voices are being heard in this small group. Are they being heard in our cities and our counties?
Yeah, no, that's key.
And uniformity in messaging and reduced silos.
Still have silos, huh?
Mhm.
That ever gonna go away?
That's a big one. I think
It
in so
is.
many levels.
So uniformity in messaging and reduced silos, Barb.
Okay. Oh, geez, sorry. Okay, uniformity in messaging and reduced silos.
Silos. So this has already been touched on. I'm not sure if it was touched on as a opportunity, but increased activities. We talk about recovery groups. We talk, there's not a lot to do in Ford and Livingston County unless we look at what we can do for activities in Livingston County. Can we go camping? Can we do whatever that is? So increased activities. That ties into the persons with lived experience being involved. Helps tremendously. Forming a recovery community. So we've sort of covered that as an opportunity, but
This is the goal, right?
Yes.
A really good recovery.
In a more like formal capacity to where it is potentially a standalone like organization that is managed and has goals and objectives.
Yeah, okay. All right, and should we move on to threats unless anyone else has anything to add right now? Just looking at time, I'm just kind of.
another opportunity is encouraging providers, encouraging MAR providers. And yeah, we can go ahead to threats. So what are some threats you see as the ROSC Council or in your day-to-day?
Whether the community wants you or not, like just with harm reduction, even for, safe needle exchange, you would think we're trying to inject someone ourselves. It's just the amount of lack of education to that harm reduction, piece that we're trying to throw in there. But instead, community feels like, oh, you're bringing in more, this is going to affect us badly, because if you're talking about it, then they will come. And so we're like, they're already here. All we're trying to do is make them safe. And so, right. Is the community ready for this? And the answer, I feel, coming around and around is no. And how do we change that?
Maybe education. I
And
don't get
the
any-
number one on our list, Sue, was variety of harm reduction and knowledge and education going along with that.
Threats. You mean not lack of or
Right.
variety, right?
So, and so to complete Sue's, we have community readiness for harm reduction. Is that what you were going to put there, Barb?
Yeah, pretty much for harm reduction.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like with motivational interviewing with that, we have to plan, we have to evoke, we have to focus, we have to engage. And we can't even get to the planning phase of that to get it moving. And I feel really stuck. I mean, I feel like you want to have AA, you want to have smart recovery, you want to have celebrate recovery. Okay. But then that's it. We're not going to help you any further than that. Here's a building if you want to do your AA your meeting, but then we're going to stop there. So, how we evoke and how we focus and how we engage the community moving forward on that harm reduction piece is really going to be a pivotal point in our community, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And anyone else? Next topic, next threat.
To kind of tie into what Sue is saying, and back to something Patty said in weaknesses. And Nadia and I have had multiple conversations about this, but like key stakeholders are I'm reading from our perception is some key stakeholders are hesitant to change and work with outside collaboration. So people coming in from outside of the county has always been an issue with Livingston County. So in getting those people to join in and understand, you know, the direction that the state is actually encouraging us to go. Because, you know, for the longest time, those of us who've been in this field for 20 plus years, you know, there was no harm reduction. So it is hard to make that big leap. And I think that's going to be the problem, and maybe why some people have been on a call and now are not on the call. That's part of the problem is that type of thing.
Does that make sense what I put? Is that what you're saying, kind of, or no? Key stakeholders coming from the outside to work within Livingston County?
That's one piece of it, and also understanding that the tides are changing.
I think there's twofold on stigma. I think there's the stigma can be looked at as, oh, that person has a substance use disorder, or like the lack of understanding as a whole. But then also there is definitely stigma around harm reduction efforts in addition to that. Like
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and it is a hard concept, you know, like, so I think just for sanity in our time, I realize we're almost at time. So if you guys have about 5 more minutes to spare with us today, we would appreciate that. But I would acknowledge stigma on multiple
levels.
Yeah.
And one other one that someone at our agency had is, and I feel like you guys talked about this in one of the first meeting, is the sustainability of the ROSC financially. And I mean, obviously, I think there's going to be an interest long-term, but financially, how does that sustain?
Very true. And some environmental ones. Sorry, John. I jumped the gun.
Does anyone else have anything else?
I'd say
anyone?
COVID, the pandemic, that's a threat. I'm over it. I tell you what.
What are we calling it now, though? Is it coming to an endemic, or what is it now?
Pandemic works.
That impacts in so many different facets. Like we're not even meeting in person yet. You know, we see how that impacted just our interpersonal communication. But then even recovery groups. How do you?
I mean, the recovery groups. Not being able to meet in person. Yeah. So hopefully we're on the end of that.
And I wonder environmentally too, speaking, like if someone wanted to jump on virtual, do they have the broadband width to do so? Like if you live in the country and you don't have broadband, or you don't have a great signal off the wind farm tower, like what do? You know, so
what are we calling that? I forgot the name of that. What is that?
We also had transportation, sober living, and reentry job opportunities. I think we've covered those in weaknesses, but there's the threats as well.
Yeah, environmental. What's that thing that just passed? Infrastructure, like the infrastructure for, say, like broadband and all that kind of stuff. Maybe. Okay. Hopefully that will come. And it needs to. I'm probably. I don't know if I'm spelling this right or not, but okay. Okay, so, gosh, I mean, anything else burning right now? Due to the time, I think we've had great input. I appreciate everyone's thoughts.
As we go back around the room, does anyone have any additions or corrections? Barb's gonna send these to you. At some point, you'll see all of these. I think we've got a great foundation here for this. Any comments?
I mean, what we're thinking, yeah, like, but what definitely we'll go through all these, right? As a team, get whatever information we, can out to you, anything you are wanting, requesting. Of course, this PowerPoint will go out, etc. in summarizing, right now, say for homework or whatnot, it would just, the more people know about what we're doing and working, the better. Trying to bring more people in, get this information out and ask as many people as possible to, join in. And also, especially, people with lived experience, that's a big opportunity right there. John, you probably had more things about the summary. I just kind of was jumping in. Sorry.
the recruitment of people with lived experience. I know some of us are working on this. One of us is working on that very hard. The awareness, opportunities to educate about ROSC. If we're on this council, we need to promote that, and we need to take that seriously. And I know you all do. Does anyone have any questions about moving forward at this time? I'm not hearing any. So contact information has remained the same for the four of us on the ROSC team for Livingston County: Barb, myself, Frankie, and Nadia. And then Frankie's going to speak briefly about our social media, and we will be out of it. We're already way out of our hour. So.
Okay, yeah, so the social medias are also the same. If you guys could promote those a little bit, they're good to have and use for any of you guys that need to share information that's going on in the county or within where you are. Also, I know people probably couldn't be here today, just weather, whatever. We do record the meetings, so they're on the Livingston County ROSC YouTube channel if anybody's interested in passing that along. So if the people that had to miss out, they can still be a part of it.
Most definitely. Okay.
All righty.
Any other comments, questions before we go?
The next meeting, is that one on a slide?
It is. I don't think it is, but it's February 3rd. Well,
March 3rd. March 3rd.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe. Are we already talking about March? Okay. Yes, March. I was looking at, I haven't even turned it to February yet. So
from that next point, we will be working on that
March
strategic plan. So this SWOT analysis was very, very beneficial. And the combination of doing this analysis along with the needs assessment will be full out strategic planning. So what are the goals that we're going to have for the ROSC? What are some objectives that are going to fit under that? What are strategies that are going to help us meet those objectives, and how are we going to measure them? So if you like planning, come on down to March 3rd. It'll be lots of fun. And if you have any ideas or suggestions in between now and then, like everyone said, our contact information is available. And once again, continue to help promote. And I anticipate once that strategic plan is developed, we'll potentially develop a subcommittee that will be better accessible for community members who may work that isn't part of their job. And we could really address some projects through that lens as well. So I'll stop talking because it's 1:05. So there you have it.
Really appreciate your time, everyone. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you at the next meeting, and we'll get some things going here and get the awareness out there. So thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye all. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
You too.
You can stop your recording there, Barb. That works.
Yep.